Ah, come on. Is it working? Yay! Okay. Hello, I'm Stephanie Matthews, and I'm just wanting to hop on live, and I've been doing this every Monday just to create some connection and fun. I had been doing, I'd been going live on YouTube and then going live on Facebook as well, but as you can see, we're on our property. I am not in town. We're actually getting internet right now. So many things have happened, and I just kind of wanted to share kind of a little bit of what's going on in my world. And then hopefully I can hear a little bit about what's going on in your world as well. So please, please, please say hello in the comments, and that way I can see you and we can get some interaction going. So the bus that we live in a converted school bus, was literally stuck. It was like stuck. The mud, we had sunk down up to the middle of the hubcaps of one of our wheels. It was bad. We were expecting to get rain for the rest of this week. We have thunderstorms in the forecast, and we had to move. We had to get unstuck. And it made me realize how many people are going through the same literal thing right now with quarantine, with COVID, with all of this stuff going on, and literally like needing to get unstuck. And so while you can't get unstuck from your domicile, if you're in one, there is like this really needing for movement right now. May 1st, according to the Farmer's Almanac and the Wheel of the Year, was officially the first day of summer. May Day, when we've started shifting the calendar over. They say summer solstice is the first day of summer now, but that is actually midsummer. So midsummer is not the beginning of summer, it's midsummer. So there's this need, there's this heat, there's this movement, because that's what summer is this need for action and getting things done and being in the warmth. And so there was very much this and go wherever we needed or wanted to go across the country for the past 22 months now. And literally being stuck in the mud, stuck to like wanting to take action and yet not really knowing where to take that action, and encourage you to pull yours on as far as really the richest. It was quite an investment to be able to do Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives and upload and do all the things that we are so excited about doing. And the signal booster, we've spent a week and a half every day trying to get this signal booster going. And it's feeling like such a push. And so there's this discouragement that happens with that. And I'm sure you can relate to that discouragement. And so I really want a need. I personally want to have, I just really want to encourage you today. I really want to be here to really just share some camaraderie, I guess, in the fact that create awareness in what areas of your life are you stuck, and create movement and life and joy and wonder and fun. Right before I hopped on this live, Zion was like, hello, Diana. I put big giant plastic trash bags over my plants last night that were all beautifully sprouted, because quite a few of them died the night before because it just got so cold. I knew that last night was going to get cold again, so I prepared, and I forgot about my baby plants. And it got to 110 degrees in there, and all of my plants are dead. So it almost is funny. Like it's almost like nature is saying, okay, you can try gardening all you want, but look it's all around you, getting pushed against right now is this aspect that we're so used to we're used to taking our life in our hands and controlling it all and jumping into action and pushing our way through and making things happen. And I really feel like right now, the more we do that, the more things will just continue to feel like they're not going right. And so for me, I love being in action. I love controlling things. I love making things go. I love connecting. And I don't, you might be watching this because you're kind of the same way. You enjoy getting things done and taking action. I kind of take life by the horns. And that's how I've always been. I've always been very independent, and this is how I've created the life that I have. And so with this, every time I go to do this action, I'm literally like pushing up against a wall. And so I came back from getting some groceries today, and I found a plant in the grass that I had only seen like pictures. So sorry. Well, okay. I mean, it's tasty. They're eating like, and I look down and find a brand new wild edible, and it brings me back to the fact that like the wild plants alone, this property will take care of us. And yet I want more. I want um I want what I'm used to. I want peppers and I want cucumbers and I all these things, and like I want what's comfortable. The wild still resisting this wildness within me. Uh this is a big part of my own journey. This is a big part of my own work that I'm doing, is really reconnecting to my own inner wild. I'm working very closely right now with my 4-year-old inner child, and there's a lot of resistance because I'm sure as most of you who grew up needing, having mud on your hands and looking a certain way and being wild and loud. And I'm noticing that I'm getting really triggered by my kids recently. And when I'm getting really triggered by them being loud and amazing and childlike, I know that I've got work to do because it's brushing up against the fact that I am not able to do that. I'm not able to be loud. I'm not able to be childlike. I've got to take responsibility. And so there's work to be done. And so I also wanted to share that something really exciting is happening this week in the fact that I am collaborating and working with another nomad. His name is Paul Barger, and going through and actually doing a full healing work together. We're going to be working together over the next few months. And he is actually going to be putting his sessions on his YouTube channel for everybody to view. So if you've ever been curious about the work that I'm doing, I will make sure to share these, but he's going to actually we're having sessions and he is putting them out there for the world to see his breakthroughs, his healing journey, his aha moments. So, and all of this stuff that is happening and all of this kind of stuff that I'm like, oh, I want this and I need this. And it's when we stop and just do what is so natural, such as hop on a YouTube live and say, hello, my friends, and share what we're going through. I shared last week about intimacy, and that really spurred in him exactly what he was needing. And so this week, I'm hoping that by sharing this aspect of being stuck and pushing and fighting against this resistance, to really just stop. Just stop. And I'm saying this message just as much for you as I am for myself. In like, just stop and just look around and see what is right there in front of you. For me, it's literally the plants that are surrounding me, that are right here in front of me, that are like yelling at me, what are you doing making a garden with all of that stuff when you have all of us just waiting to be used? And it's not that we're not meant to have more. It's that we're meant to really utilize the resources that we have literally right in front of us and stop seeking for things that are outside of us. I talk about this all the time for people to stay in their gifts. Stop, like, and it doesn't mean don't learn, don't grow. It means stay in your gifts. If you feel passionate about learning how to heal others, then find a way to do that. If you feel passionate about your own healing journey, find a way to do that. If I am passionate about creating plant medicine and learning every plant that touches my face that I walk by. Like I'm passionate about that. Um, and yeah, Diana, I tell her all the time, stay in your gifts. And she's so funny. She's like, I definitely learned that. Because when you start trying to be somebody or something that you're not, you end up going into that resistance. And this is true for all of us. And I feel like that this is where a lot of the uncertainty is coming from, is we've been programmed and conditioned to be beings that we are not. We are not superficial consumeristic beings at our core. And so, that became very comfortable. That became very what our lifestyle was. And now that that's not something we can do, we're having this adjustment period of really learning who and what we are. Like, what is it that you're extremely excitedly passionate about that you want to pour yourself into every day, all day long? And for me, that's being in the plants. That's working with people. It's so integrated. Like the plants and then connecting and healing for me are the same thing. If I'm just with the plants, then I'm not serving and giving their medicine and my medicine that comes through them. So I'm hoping that I'm making sense, because I'm really like excited about getting this message out that this is the time. It might feel really stuck right now, but I want you to literally take action this week. I want you to be in action, and I'd love to hear from you. If you go to Facebook and go to the Magical Mothering Facebook group, in fact, I'll put it in the comments below. But if you go to the Magical Mothering Facebook group and really share what it is that you're doing to not create, pushback or resistance or trying or, controlling or anything like that, but literally just stepping into the flow. And it seems as though some of the weeks during quarantine, flow has just happened and like it's been so effortless. And then all of a sudden we get to a week of like, wait, I just had all these people that I was working with, or I was just really creative and painting, or there's tons of things like, and there's this aspect of I had all this time or I had all this energy and things were in the flow. And then all of a sudden everything like, and we're stuck and we're not able to share our gifts and we're like bouncing off the walls and everything's driving us crazy, right? And so there's this need, there's a desire within us to really stay in that flow. And we have to realize that nature does this as well, especially during this transition. This is a huge transition between spring and summer. This is the summer pull where the heat is coming and the weather is coming, and you can feel it here in the Midwest of like this dynamic pole of like the cold taking over and the heat taking over another day, and they're clashing and battling out like who is going to win. And so I just find the Midwest amazing in that aspect, that it's literally like fighting over like who's going to dominate the skies right now. And the cold came back. So I want this to be an encouragement that it's bipolar, yes, for sure. So, but I want this to really be an encouragement to you that when things seem to be pushing and pulling, for you to go with that flow just a little bit, for you to imagine that you are going down a river And while there might be rapids, if you resist and struggle, you could get so much more hurt than just going and flowing. And I want this time, this week feels really vital in stepping into that movement energy, really stepping into the flow energy, really like just pursuing all out with all your being what you are so passionate about, whether it's dancing or moving or sharing or singing or painting or drawing or foraging or gardening or healing or whatever it is. Like, really just dive so far deep into this that you're just immersed and just be enveloped in your passions this week. So I'm going to take this message home. I'm going to take this message to heart, and I am going to envelop myself in my passions this week. And I'm going to forage and figure out how to be outside in a thunderstorm. And because this is what my heart is so hungry for, living full time in the wild. And it's just really uncomfortable. It really is. So creating ways to do so safely, because that's important, and in a way that my kids can be with me and enjoy the time as well. So I'm going to be diving in this with you. I'm going to be really diving in to what is possible, and where this goes, I'm not sure, but I'm excited because it doesn't feel like resistance. When we step past all the things that we feel like we should be doing, and all those shoulds and have tos, all of those, when we step through those types of words and really just come into acceptance of what it is that we're passionate about, and that deserves the majority of our time, and the rest of the stuff that's on our to-do list, get it done efficiently and effectively and quickly, and then move on so that you can live in passion. And it's not a matter of working or not, it's a matter of really diving in and surrendering and seeing where that pushback is, so that you can say, that is a resistance that I need to let go of, that I can't control right now, or that is obviously needing a different channel. Acknowledge those places that you're really stuck and that you're coming up against walls with. And I would love to hear about them. So please hang out in the Magical Mothering Facebook group with me, and let's create some change. So thanks for being here. And now that I've got service out here on the property, I'm really excited. Travis and I have been talking about doing a YouTube live, a daily YouTube live for a long time. I'm hoping that with this internet working, that is going to be a possibility. So I'll keep you posted. Otherwise, have a blessed Monday, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye. Bye, Diana. Thanks for joining in live. And for everybody else who's watching, I really appreciate you and would love to hear from you as well. All right. Bye.